Hello, this is Shai. Today on the Joy of CAD, we are going to briefly review the AutoCAD 2017 drawing environment, including the ribbon, the drawing tabs, status bar, model and layout tabs, UCS, command bar, and the properties palette. So your first impression of AutoCAD 2017 is that it looks daunting, right? There are a ton of tabs at the top, a ton of commands and options that you probably never even heard of some of these terms, and a ton of icons. So we're going to make it much easier for you. We're only going to worry about the Home tab, the Annotate tab, and later on the Express Tools tab. These are really the three most important tabs that you have to worry about in this class. The Home tab includes all of the drawing and modifying commands, the bulk of the commands that you'll use in this class. This is really the most important tab for you to learn in this class. The Annotate tab is also important, and it includes your ability to create text, dimensions, leaders, those sorts of things that really define your drawings. And finally, the Express Tools tab, there are 5 or 6 options in here that you'll use later on in your course. So to begin with, the AutoCAD Ribbon is this section right below the tabs at the top, and this includes all of the commands that you'll use in AutoCAD. You'll notice there's a ribbon underneath each tab with a defined set of commands for that option. And the ribbon is made up of panels. So you have a drawing panel underneath the Home tab, a modify panel, annotation panel, and then each are comprised of commands. So for instance, if I hover over the line command, you'll see a definition pops in, and then if you wait long enough, if you hover long enough over that command, you'll even see an example for reference, which is pretty nice. So the ribbon is a great way to learn AutoCAD to begin with as a novice user. However, once you learn the various commands in AutoCAD, for instance, drawing a line, I select the line command and then I enter my command. You can also enter the line command through the keyboard, which is actually a quicker option. If I just hit L on my keyboard and I right click, it automatically selects the command for me. It's a little bit quicker. I use the keys to enter my commands and I can go. Third option, if you're curious, I can also insert commands through the command bar at the bottom. Underneath the ribbon, you'll find these tabs with drawing listed underneath them. This is your actual drawing. You'll rename this whatever your assignment is, whatever your drawing project is. You can create multiple drawings here or open multiple drawings, work among them all at once if you like. Pretty useful feature if you're working among several projects, similar projects. So the AutoCAD Status Bar is at the bottom right, and the status bar includes a bunch of really useful tools, drawing tools and aids that you'll use throughout your AutoCAD experience. If you right-click or left-click, on the Customization tab in the very bottom right, some people call this the hamburger, you'll see all of the tools available to you. And if you notice, those that are check-marked will show up at the bottom. So I have check-marked the most useful commands that I personally prefer to have up. And you'll notice that if they're highlighted in blue, that means that they're active. If they're highlighted in gray, they are not active. The status bar is a really useful area. You'll refer to this frequently in your drawings. Next, on the bottom left, you'll notice the Model and Layout tabs. Model is highlighted. This represents the model space. This is where you'll be drawing. This is where the bulk of your work will be done. The Layout tab is, that's like a paper version of your project. This is where this tab represents the actual paper output that you will be providing. You'll notice the symbol here represents P space or paper space, and down in my Tools tab it shows me that I'm in paper. If I double click within this box, a double left click, you'll see this UCS icon appear, and you'll notice it says Model. So I double click in paper space or into my model in model space. Further emphasize that, if I draw a circle here and I go to Layout space, you'll see there's a circle. So this is paper space, and now I'm in model space. Okay. The UCS, or User Coordinate System, is the X and Y coordinate. So it's like a Cartesian coordinate system, or is a Cartesian coordinate system. The X represents the X-axis, or horizontal, the Y, the vertical, and the Z-axis would be the positive direction would be coming toward us, and the negative would be into the screen. You can rotate this, you can modify this in different ways, but this is generally how you'll see the UCS shown. And you'll notice that it's also shown when I double click in my model space within the layout view. You also have the UCS shown there. So the command bar, anytime you initiate a command, it's shown in the command bar. So if I enter C for circle, you'll notice that it prompts the circle command to show up, and you'll see that there are options at the bottom. So the command bar is a great way to see what options are available to me when I insert a command, or I initiate a command. So it's prompting me for information. It wants to know by default where's the center point. And if you notice, at my cursor also provides the same prompt. So if I pick my point, now it's asking me for a radius, which I can select. If I initiate the circle again, you'll notice that there are these options in blue, 3P, 2P, and T. So 3P represents 3 point, which I can select here, or I could type in 3P to initiate this command and pick 3 points to draw a circle. Same with the tangent radius. If I initiate this command, it'll prompt a little tangent symbol there, a tangent O snap, and then I could select a radius, and it'll draw my circle for me. If I want to see what commands I've used in the past, part of the command bar includes a history. So I can scroll back and see what commands I've initiated, used in the past. If I need to go back and check something, I can. Very useful. So finally, I'd like to show you the properties palette. So we have, if you select the small arrow in the bottom right of the properties panel, which is under the Home tab, it will pull out a panel that allows you to see what options are available. If I have a circle and I highlight this circle and I look at my properties panel, I can tell a lot of really useful information from this, like its X and Y location, or Z if one is selected, its radius, diameter, circumference, area. I can tell what color, layer it was drawn on. Lots of useful information at the top. I highly, highly encourage you to always open up your Properties palette, as AutoCAD calls it, and use that information. Always keep your Properties palette up so that you can highlight different features or features of your drawing and check your work. Lengths, dimensions, radiuses, diameters, you name it. You can look at anything you want through this Properties panel. Highly, highly recommend you use that. Also, if you're interested, you can pull this out, move it around wherever you want. If you don't want to hide it, you can uncheck that hide option. I prefer to dock mine in the side, and I also prefer that it stays hidden. So all I have to do is hover over it and it'll pop open with the information I need. I also do the same with the Layers Manager, which I have over here. You'll learn to use this in a later video session. Well, this concludes this session of The Joy of CAD. Enjoy!